Michael Fertik, the founder and CEO of Reputation.com. Michael, for one reason or other, and perhaps you can explain why, you guys aren't that visible in the tech community. And for our audience, for members of the audience who don't know much about Reputation.com, what's your story in terms of backers, VCs, and your business model?
So thanks for that. So we are...
Thanks for what?
The question. It's an awesome question. The seed round was led by Mike Maples, who now goes by Floodgate. I think you've interviewed him, right? And then our B was led by Kleiner Perkins. It was Ted Schlein at Kleiner, and David Cowan, Bessemer Venture Partners. They did it together, our B. And then our C round, which we did last year, was led by Jafco, Nick Sturrielli at Jafco.
What kind of number can you...
Yeah, so it's public information that we've raised about $25 million to date.
And was that a struggle, particularly at the beginning, given that you are going against the system?
Knock wood, no.
This isn't wood, this is fake.
Knock fake wood, no. It was easy so far. You know, we've been lucky in the sense that we've never had to raise money. So we were growing our company profitably or roughly break even for most of the history of the company, and so we never had to take money, quote unquote. So our business model is so we were able to get deals that were reasonably nice, thankfully. Our business model is a consumer subscription or prosumer subscription business model. So you pay us per year or per month to use our products. And in October of last year, we launched a freemium service, which will be very familiar to your viewers.
So even you guys are in the free economy to some extent.
Yeah, so what we've more or less done is we've given you alerts and monitoring free, and then if you want to take action, that's when you cross the paywall. And what's interesting, it's really expanded our funnel. We've learned a lot about what works, what doesn't work, with different kind of demographics and psychographics of customers. And we're considering even giving away more stuff free, because as our technology has gotten more complicated and more deep over the last 4 or 5 years, our ability to start giving away some things free is getting easier because we've built up such defensibility around the tough stuff to do that we're becoming more flexible about what we can give away. You ask about the tech press, I think, sort of why we're not so much in the tech press. I'm a customer and consumer of tech press the way any other Silicon Valley person is. Some of whom are entrepreneurs, some of whom are consumers, some of whom are people who are working at companies, some of whom are just curious. There's also, I think, even among technology journalists, sort of a notion that we can become a little bit insular in our viewpoint about what matters, right? We can see, this new hot company XYZ, which really has like a feature or like a really small feature, which just sort of goes viral for like 30 minutes and then dies off, can become really, really hot and hyped. And it turns out that it's not important to anybody outside of the Silicon Valley buzz scene, and it's not important to anybody outside of the kind of the tech scene. In the same way, I guess, that Hollywood probably has its own, Hollywood Reporter kinds of stuff. We have a kind of certain buzzy press, and I'm not sure that it always and in every case is the best thing for a company to pursue. I think sometimes you need time to gestate, sometimes you need time to bake your products, sometimes you need time to learn about your customers, sometimes you need an opportunity to launch a product that's not really complete and not really well received, and then be able to recover from it, because guess what? You only had 50 guys sign up for it, and now you have time to learn and iterate. If you go hard and go big really quickly, then the hype can make you, and then it can also kill you. We're just not, I've just never really been sure that tech press gets you customers. I think that tech press can get you some tech press, but it doesn't always get you customers. Now, some people have had great experiences with it, and I should add that, but we just never pursued it.
And I presume that the press, you've been getting some great press in Time Magazine, in the Wall Street Journal. You seem to be quoted every week on privacy and on the reputation economy. I'm assuming that's quite effective in terms of building a good client base.
Well, thankfully, we have become, I think, the spokespeople on the topic of reputation and privacy. And the topic of reputation and privacy in your romantic life, your professional life, your economic life, your professional life is clearly growing, and people are trying to measure influence and trying to measure reputation and trying to measure your privacy and your vulnerability. And there are also interesting economic models to be built with on top of data about you. How do you compare to your peers? How do you compare to everybody who went to your college or you grew up in the same town? There are interesting predictive economic models you can build about people. All these things can touch so many different kinds of stories in the mainstream press, consumer press, financial press. And so we've been lucky that we've been part of that. And a lot of those do drive customers, yes, thankfully.